Peace. We're going to be reacting to a sister named Tatiana. Her channel is called Tatiana Speaks. And she's going to speak very clear eyed on a subject that I think we all can agree upon. Those of us who are intellectually inclined within our community and want to see us do better and be represented by better people than the rap culture has been producing for us of late.
You want to know something? Every time people get up here and we talk about the toxic rappers or the toxic entertainers, everybody want to, well, not everybody, but the underdeveloped hood boogers want to talk about, well, this artist in the past did this, and we have not grown from that behavior. Every time people try to raise our people to a higher level, y'all always want to reach in the back and bring up what the past did. Okay, they did it. So why are we not growing from their negative behavior? Why are we repeating the same cycles? Right? Now, people want to get up here and say, oh, well, we were listening to Trina. No, the ghetto children was listening to Trina. The children who didn't want to listen to their parents were sneaking around listening to Trina. Because real black parents separated the ghetto music from the music that the children was able to listen to.
Two. And 100% right and exact with that statement. My old earth, my mother, would not allow us to listen to any of that. We wasn't even permitted to cuss in our household growing up. So she's speaking all facts.
Real black parents
Anecdotally
back in the
speaking,
day
of
kept a
course.
child in a child's place. The parents and the children were not partying together. When the children got in the car, the mothers changed the music. These days, black women do not care about their children, so they introduce their children to the toxic world that they live into, right? When we were kids, we actually had kid artists. The entertainment industry has told the black parents, fuck your children. They're not going to have a childhood no more. We're going to skip the childhood and make them into grown, sexualized adults. Literally. 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 There is no children artists today. There's none. There is no in between. There is no teenage music. It is either you're a kitty kid or you're a grown adult at 12, 11, 10, 9. Why is your 5-year-old singing spin that shit? I would have never behaved that way. I understand that in 2026, all of the music that is put out into the black community is very much self-hatred. That's not how we was raised. We was not raised on self-hatred. We was raised on love. Talib Kweli, India Irie, Mos Def, Lupe Fiasco, my motherfucking favorite, Dead Prez. I love them. Mos Def. Common. Erica Badu, Jill Scott, the Queen, and the Roots. And there's more and more and more. I am so sick and tired of the hood boogers, the black people who do not want to grow and develop. Y'all, we're going from this to this. This girl tells you to lick niggas' booty holes. She's making lip gloss called chlamydia. Are you serious? Every time people get up here and try to lead the community in a different way, all of the white supremacist black people fight to stay in that same mindset. A lot of black people are gonna have to be left behind. Literally.
I don't know why that video cut off there, but I'm going to start with some of the notes that I was taking about what she was saying about our people and how a lot of them are like white supremacists adjacent and supporters. And I say this a lot. I say this to my family dynamic, within my family dynamic, and I say this to the people that I share commune with. And now you all are the people who I share commune with. Slavery created two ethnicities out of the African or black body that it had dominion over, unlawful, unrighteous, ungodly dominion over. And those two ethnicities we euphemistically call house Negroes and field Negroes, but there are still distinctive ethnic splits between us, though we phenotypically present alike. So that explains the reason why you could come across a Clarence Thomas, right? In the same way you can come across an Officer Tatum, or like a coon gene can be activated in someone, a black body, and they immediately go over and into the white supremacist adjacent category within our community, because even the field Negroes still were traumatized by what they knew the slave master could do. Even they were traumatized by it.
One old slave maker had trees that he planted in positions where he would bend them and tie them, and then tie the hand of a black man to one and the hand to the other and his legs to two more. And he cut the rope. And when he cut the rope, that tree would snap up and pull the arm of the black man right out of his side. Pull him up into 4 different parts. I'll show you books where you can read it. They write about it. And they made the pregnant black women stand there and watch as they did it, so that all this grief and fear that they felt would go right into that baby, that black baby that was yet to be born. It would be born afraid, born with fear. And you got it in you right now. Right now, you still got it. When you get in front of that blue-eyed thing, you start to itch it, don't you? And you don't know why. It was bred into it. But when you find out how they did it, you can get it out of it and put it right back in there.
But they didn't bow and scrape and bend like the house Negroes did. That's the only difference. So all of us have a little coon inside of us. We just have to actively identify it and extricate, because it was bred into our ancestors and passed on to us. But there are two ethnicities, and it is not very dynamic in how it functions. There are sleeper cells, if you will. I can take liberty with that at the genetic level. There are sleeper cells inside of us that honestly do not get activated until we're in the presence of whiteness. That was very much so intentionally done. And we have the nerve to try to lend credence to it by calling it code switching. But whatever. And the sister also pointed out accurately that most of the music that's being pumped out is self-hate. The music that's going out as music, passing itself off as music from these ghetto rappers, and backwards minded drill and gangster rappers, that music is inherently degenerative, and it is very much so following the footsteps of the Willie Lynch pogrom, right? Because what did Willie Lynch say? He said that if you can implement this effectively, you can enslave them for the next 500 years or more, right? And the music industry in the hands of the European and the European Jew has used that same philosophy. They intentionally removed all that they demonetized, as we all know now in this content creation era we're in. They demonetized righteous music, upright music, clear-eyed, conscious, woke, quote-unquote music. And they incentivized the degenerative backwards nonsense. I remember Biggie Smalls had a clip, a soundbite in his first album, and it was blurred out. And I wanted to know why it was blurred out. And because it's like, for the jackers, the jealous ass crackers. That's what he meant to say. For the jackers, the jealous ass crackers. And he was talking about the dudes in blue. But they gave the alarm, the sirens, instead of saying what Biggie himself actually said. Christopher Wallace actually said that was a intentional decision on the parts of Def Jam, and even Puffy, because Puffy is a coon. He's just a very well adorned coon, but Puffy is very much so a coon, much in the same way as we are all witnessing Jay-Z to be. And those of us who have followed his career actually knew him to always be. But after they implemented it and incentivized it for maybe a decade, now these people knowing what they need to do and say to get to the bag, that's what they're doing. Complete frauds. Everything, and even if they weren't frauds going in, they're frauds now. So yeah, it's self-propagating in the same way the Willie Lynch pogrom was self-propagating. Then she speaks to the loss of our youth, and how this process in and of itself is literally corrupting the minds of our youths, and they're removing the childhood away from our youths. You can find videos easily online of grown black men giving children in Pampers like full malt liquor bottles of alcohol to drink, or passing a little child a blunt so he could pass it back to them and smoke, literally smoke, teaching the child to inhale in Pampers. You can find those videos, they're out there. And that form of degeneracy, I was reading something the other day about how abused people abuse others. And that's pretty much what's being done in that moment. The traumas, the collective traumas in which these people exist in, they pass it on almost like a cold or an STD right to their offspring, feeling as though there's a through line, a continuity of purpose by doing it. It's foolishness. And the last point that I wanted to address, that I kind of am a little bit pulled away from the sister with, because it was too in general for me, but the sister is still right and exact, irrespective of whether or not I agree with her or not. I agree with her on form, not on intent and purpose. But when she says that black women don't care about their children, and I push back on that because clearly she's a black woman and she cares about her children. My queen is black. She cares about our children. So I do find pushback on that. But then, to her point, when you look out into the streets, right, and you see this massive swell of black bodies, of black youth out there behaving in every flow or form of degeneracy that they can behave in mobs, I find it exceedingly hard to believe that the parents do not know the tenor of mind of their own offspring. Yes, they're a degree apart. They allowed social media and technology to create barriers in between them and their children. Understood, and that barriers allows their children to have and operate within distance, allowing them to exist or subsist in echo chambers and ecosystems that are exceedingly parasitic by nature, by design, by profit model. But still, at the end of the day, you have a bare minimum responsibility to know how your child's day is going, has went. And if within that bare minimum responsibility, you are so detached from your son or daughter that you can't, or children, that you can't tell when they're lying to your face, then you were ill suited to be a parent. And the sister is 100% correct. But that just doesn't land on the shoulders of the woman. That lands on the shoulder of the man as well, irrespective of whether he's a deadbeat or in the house or gone or incarcerated or whatever. You do not abandon your children. And that is abandonment. That is 100% wrought abandonment. And then we want the world to march and protest for us when something evil befalls us, when befalls our youth. But you were the initial evil that befell them. And now society is just cleaning up the process you started. But yeah, all in all, I agree with this sister. 10 out of 10 for me. The sister's a beast. I invite anybody who does not already follow her or know her to actually go to that woman's channel and hit that subscribe button. Peace. Enjoy your morning.